about to make a lazy version of turkey tetrazzini with our leftover turkey. And do not get overwhelmed with all the ingredients you see sitting in front of you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we're going to make it. I'm going to show you a shelf-stable version of how to make it. So, the recipe calls for milk and butter. Okay, and so we're just going to use what we have because we have power and all that right now. But, you know, you can use powdered milk, you can use, you know, the milk in a carton. Where it calls for butter, which is just optional, you don't have to use it, but, you know, we've got the powder butter. Yes, it says it expired in 21, but it's still good. Or you could use ghee. And then if you just kind of wanted to elevate it a little bit, we've got powdered sour cream. I'm not going to be using that today, but I'm just trying to give you some creative inspiration of how you can make something shelf-stable taste, you know, more like a home-cooked meal. And I think that the seasoning that comes in these things are just fine, but if you really want to enhance the flavor, you know, you can add some celery, and you can add, you know, some chopped onion, garlic, parsley, Italian seasonings. Where it calls for water, I'm going to be using broth, okay? And then I made a green bean casserole yesterday, and I have some leftover cream of mushroom soup. I'm probably just going to throw that in there. So, oh, and then if it calls for cheese in a tetrazzini recipe, this is shelf stable until you open it, and then it's refrigeratable. So it might taste slightly better if we do it in the oven, but as you can see from the background here, we are in the middle of remodeling our kitchen, so the oven is going to be out of commission. I'm just going to use the stovetop. So, like I said, oh, we also have this bag of, oops, is it broken? Good grief. The Thanksgiving stuffing flavored chips. And we just have a few crumbs in the bag, so I'm going to use that to make a topping. Glad to know my little vacuum cleaners are here to pick up my mess. Okay, so like I said, do not get intimidated by everything you see before you. I'm just giving you options on how to enhance the flavor of a shelf-stable meal. So today we're going to be using some leftover turkey. We're going to just use an Alfredo broccoli Knorr pasta side. We're going to throw some garlic in it, and like I said, we're going to just kind of be cleaning out our, you know, using the rest of our crumbs, our milk. We're going to use some of our broth, finish up this cheese. So we will be back for the next step. Hang tight. I removed the things that we're not going to be using for this recipe just so it's a little less intimidating with all the stuff. Like I said, right here, you wouldn't typically have to use this. I'm just trying to use up what we've got. If you don't have fresh turkey, feel free to use canned chicken or whatever. And broth is also not something that it calls for. I'm just using that instead of water. And it doesn't call for Parmesan cheese either. That's just something that I've got open, and I'm just going to use it. So, really, same with the garlic, not really necessary. If you really want to just keep this as simple as possible, boom, that's all you really need to use. So, let's assemble this. So, I've added the broth. You just look at the packet, and it says to add 1.5 cups water or broth. And then you add how much milk is that supposed to be? Half a cup of milk. So I'm going to add that. I've already added my butter. And you're just going to bring this to a boil. Alright, and it's going to soak it all up. So I'm going to go ahead and put all the other ingredients. I'm going to put my leftover cream of mushroom soup in here. And please ignore, we always have at least 3 things going on in the kitchen at one time. So we are currently canning our leftover turkey, or our turkey broth, I should say. Alright, so I'm going to add, whoops, sorry. I'm going to add the turkey pieces. They're already bite-sized, ready to be dumped in. And it's okay, you can do this step while it's cooking. So if you have canned chicken or whatever you're going to be using, just go ahead and mix it in. I like to do everything at once. I don't want to come back in 5 minutes and then add something else. So this is not called for. I'm just going to throw a little bit of garlic paste in there. Obviously do this according to your taste buds. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw some cheese in. The one ingredient that I'll save till the very end is putting the potato crumbs on the top. It's going to be like a little crust. And obviously, if you want it to crisp up, you use your oven. We're just trying to do this quickly. So when this comes to a boil, which should be any second now, I'm going to just add this and cook it according to the package directions. So we did the pasta according to the package directions, and I just got it here in the bowl. And no wonder the crumbs were falling all over the place out of the bag, because leave it to my family to demolish a bag of chips and just rip it from stem to sternum.
Okay, so I'll give it a try. Really good. We had the smoked broth until and smoked turkey, and the chips or added crunch is what it needed. Very good.
Can you taste the Parmesan cheese at all? I guess maybe you don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
If we haven't done it before.
It's a little cheesy.
Oh, I really didn't add much. I might add a little bit more next time.
Okay.
But overall, is it good for a pretty easy
Very
dinner? Quick, easy. Use your leftover turkey. Possible shelf-stable alternatives. So if y'all give this a try, let me know what you think. Have a happy Thanksgiving. So this is really good to me, and it got me thinking, because I don't know if it was the flavor pack that I used of the Knorr pasta side, or maybe it's the smokiness from the Greenberg smoked turkey that we used, because it almost tastes like ham to me. And then the Parmesan cheese we used kind of gives me a Swiss cheese vibe. So it's very similar, in my opinion, to like a cordon bleu casserole. It's really good. I hope y'all give it a try and let me know what you think. Happy Thanksgiving.